Now to a developing story, of course, that we first broke last night. Nashville Mayor Megan Barry has admitted to having an extramarital affair with her security guard.
And that relationship is now raising questions about the use of your tax dollars. New this morning, one councilwoman told the Tennessean she is comfortable opening an investigation. News Channel 5's Dan Kennedy begins our team coverage from outside City Hall. And Dan, says she's not going to step down.
Yeah, the mayor said she's committed to her agenda and she is not going to resign amid this admission that she had this extramarital affair with her head of security for the last couple of years. She said it started right after she was elected into office in about 2015, and she admitted all this in a one-on-one exclusive interview last night with News Channel 5's chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, who began asking questions last week about how Barry and her longtime police bodyguard, Sergeant Rob Forrest, were spending taxpayer money. Travel records show Forrest traveled last year with the mayor to places like San Francisco, New York City, even Paris, France, and Athens, Greece, and all on your dime. Forrest was also assigned to protect former mayors Bill Purcell and Carl Dean. News Channel 5 Investigates discovered he averaged about $34,000 a year in overtime for the last 3 years of Dean's term. But once Barry took office, they also found that Forrest's overtime pay increased just below $60,000. The next year, that increased to more than $75,000, bringing his total pay to more than $157,000 last year.
Were all of those legitimate business trips?
Absolutely, every single one of them. And if it hadn't been Sergeant Forrest who would have been traveling with me as detail, there would have been other detail and traveling with me. The detail security policy is set by the police department, and they say I have to travel with security.
A Metro Police spokesperson went on to explain the overtime, saying that Barry has kept a very, quote, daunting schedule since her election. And as for Forrest, he abruptly retired this week after more than 30 years on the force. Reporting live this morning just outside the mayor's office at City Hall, Dan Kennedy, News Channel 5.
And Sergeant Forrest sent us a statement saying, in part, I deeply regret that my professional relationship with Mayor Barry turned into a personal one. This has caused great pain for my wife, my family, friends, and colleagues. At no time did I ever violate my oath as a police officer or engage in actions that would abuse the public trust.
With all of these questions and concerns from other public officials right now, a lot of people are left to wonder what really does happen now.
News Channel 5 Sophie Nielsen-Colding joins us now from the 5 Alert Center. And Sophie, what does this mean in terms of her agenda?
Well, this comes at a time when Mayor Megan Barry is working on 2 very expensive projects, asking for tax dollars to fund both of them. Now, the mayor's transportation plan is just a step away from going to voters in May, and Mayor Barry is asking them to fork over $5.4 billion for a light rail network and upgrades to the city's bus system. She's also been a proponent of keeping Nashville General Hospital open, but in order to do that, the mayor is suggesting cuts of more than $2 million from other metro departments, plus a hiring freeze for the city. Last night at the mayor's press conference, our crew asked her whether it's hypocritical of her to ask taxpayers to shell out money for projects while she's having an affair with someone on the city's payroll.
What I did was wrong. I should not have had an affair. I would have had the security detail with me as part of my mayor responsibilities, regardless of who that person was, but I should not have had that affair.
She still maintains she didn't do anything illegal, but now one Metro Councilwoman is asking for an investigation into the tax dollars, the travel expenses, and overtime for her head of security for when they traveled together. Live at the 5 Alert Center, Sophie Nielsen-Colding, News Channel 5.
Thank you, Sophie. Breaking news overnight here in Nashville. A home has been destroyed after a late-night fire. It happened on Hester Beasley Road, right on the Williamson County line. Crews tell us the home was vacant. No one was hurt. They are still not sure how the fire started, but the home is a total loss. The case against a serial rapist in Murfreesboro will be heard by a grand jury.
That's right. A judge made that decision after listening to some shocking testimony yesterday in court. The Daily News Journal reports the 86-year-old woman testified against 18-year-old Christopher Allen. She says he raped and robbed her in her own garage in the middle of the day. The woman also says that she received some harassing phone calls from a stranger just the day before Allen's first scheduled court hearing. Police reports say the caller told her she better not come to court. Well, Allen is also facing charges right now surrounding 2 other rapes in Jackson. We now know the man accused of killing a 12-year-old girl will go to trial. Roy Coons will face a jury on November 5th. You may recall this awful crime. The 45-year-old man is accused of killing Joanna Arteaga at her home off Dickerson Road. That was back in August. He is charged with premeditated murder, attempted rape of a child, and aggravated burglary.
A horrifying scene in Ashland City when two people are found dead at an Ashland City home. It may be a while before we find out how John Pendleton and Mildred Jones died. You may remember Jones was found dead inside the home while her cousin was found outside. They lived together. Investigators say it looks as though Jones had been dead for some time before her cousin died. Investigators don't believe there was foul play, but they are waiting for toxicology reports to come back to figure out how they died.
A Nashville teen killed in a house fire is being remembered for her smile and her laugh. Last night, family and friends did gather to remember 18-year-old Calissa Parker. She died at a home there on Islanda Drive. The former Antioch High School student aspired to be a nurse. Her friends say she'll certainly be missed.
When I first met Calissa, I had just got put in foster care, and she was the first person to reach out to me and be my friend and not make fun of my situation.
Fire officials have not determined what started that blaze. If you would like to help the family, we have a link to their GoFundMe account online at NewsChannel5.com. Friends and family of country music legend Mel Tillis gathered at a public memorial, this at the Ryman Auditorium. And this, of course, following his death, which was back in November. Tillis was 85 years old.
Honey, honey.
That's good stuff, and that's Ricky Skaggs playing the Tillis hit, Honey, Open That Door. Singers like Alison Krauss, Jamie Johnson, and the Tillis children all took the stage to play some of Tillis's songs, backed up by his band, the Statesiders. If you happen to miss yesterday's memorial, you can watch the entire thing on our Facebook page.
And a local college wants to give your kids free teeth cleanings starting today. Remington College Nashville is offering the deal in celebration of National Children's Dental Health Month. In addition to the cleanings, kids will also get a tooth print identification that records your bite characteristics and DNA information at no cost. Remington College on Donaldson Pike, just north of Elm Hill Pike. That's where the location is.
You know what, Amy?
What?
The fish is back. A massive announcement from the Predators confirmed the former captain's return to the team.
Yeah, everybody across Music City is excited about
That's a
Mike.
good thing.
Yeah, Mike Fisher coming out of retirement, returning to Smashville. He's an 18-year veteran and has the 5th most goals in team history and still looking to lock down that first Stanley Cup title. Fisher made the decision over the weekend after weeks of talks with head coach Peter Laviolette and general manager David Poyle.